Most people think procrastination is a motivation problem or a discipline problem. Or if you're an HSP or an empath, you probably think it's a you problem. Why can't I just do this? What's wrong with me? Everyone else manages. You know what I mean. But procrastination is almost never about laziness, especially for highly sensitive people. Procrastination is usually an emotional response, not a character flaw. There is always something underneath it. Maybe you're exhausted, the kind of exhaustion that doesn't go away after a one good night of sleep. Maybe you're anxious about how well you'll perform, because highly sensitive people often carry a lifelong habit of trying to get everything right. Maybe you're afraid of failing, being judged, or disappointing someone. Or maybe there's a quieter reason, a part of you that whispers, I cannot face this right now. I need space. I need safety. And here is something important. That part is not lazy, it is protective. HSP and empaths have a nervous system that reacts quickly and intensely. When something feels overwhelming, we don't procrastinate because we're weak. We procrastinate because our body is trying to avoid emotional discomfort. The intention is caring, but the outcome is painful. Because the longer we avoid the task, the heavier it feels, and the more we judge ourselves. This is where self-compassion becomes a game changer. Research shows that people who practice self-compassion procrastinate less. It's because self-compassion helps you work with your emotions instead of fighting them. So it also gives you back your drive, your commitment, and your will to take action. And it allows you to name and hold what's really happening inside. This feels hard. I'm scared. I won't do it well. I am overwhelmed. I am tired. When you validate your inner experience instead of attacking it, something shifts. Your nervous system softens. The pressure loosens. The emotional load decreases just enough for you to take a step. Self-compassion also reduces the fear of failure. Because when you stop treating every task as a test of your worth, you become more willing to try. You become more willing to take imperfection action. You start saying things like, I may not feel fully ready, but I can begin. If this doesn't go perfectly, it's okay. I will learn. I am allowed to take this at my pace. Self-compassion also quiets performance anxiety. Sensitive people often carry an old belief, I must perform well to be accepted. That belief creates paralysis. But when you bring warmth to yourself, you replace pressure with encouragement. The task stops being a threat and starts being something you allow to approach gently. And there is another layer. Self-compassion reduces exhaustion. So much of procrastination is simply burnout disguised as a personal flaw. When you meet yourself with care instead of criticism, you use far less emotional energy. You're no longer wasting mental resources fighting yourself. Your system becomes safer. And when your system feels safer, taking action becomes possible again. This is why self-compassion works. It creates the inner conditions where action can happen naturally. Procrastination softens not because you force yourself, but because you stop attacking yourself. It softens because the fear underneath it finally has space to breathe. Because the part of you that's overwhelmed feels seen. Because you approach yourself the way you would approach a friend who is struggling, with honesty, gentleness, and reassurance. And that is what turns action into something you can do instead of something you're fighting against. Self-compassion doesn't give you a free pass, it gives you back your capacity. And when you have your capacity back, you move forward in a steady, grounded way, not out of fear, but out of support.